Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. Welcome back, everybody. So here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And there is no subscription, nothing here on X. And also, I do post my videos right here on X, and some of my plays, and even some free plays that I put out sometimes right here on X. Now, talking about what's happening in the market, well, sell off. We've been talking about it, and you can see rug pull incoming, sell off warning, and this was yesterday. And what happened today? Well, definitely we got a big sell off in the market. Now, we also had barrage of trade ideas that actually gone really well for us. You can see right here, and I'm just gonna share a few right here. QQQ puts paid right at opening, guys. TSM that I took. What happened to TSM today? Go and check it out. Half of my position that I was holding sold just after opening. It was huge. This is another play right here. You can see sold these, but same strike, same ones picked up again on UNH. It was picked up at 517, and you go and check it out where it's trading today. This is from today, not selling, holding. You can see these are some of the trades that I took today. These are longer term swing trade. Now, Oklo, another play that we took, and that was on actually Thursday. Thursday, we took some puts and added more into that massive short squeeze on Friday. And what happened today? That thing is down like 30%. That thing went up like 200%. Huge play. So when you look at these, I don't share these trade ideas every day. I'm not making a lot of money every day, but congratulations to people that actually trust it. And this is another play right here, guys. I'm gonna show you guys right here. This is another fantastic play right here. FedEx that we took right here. You can see FedEx calls that we took 280 strike, and that was on 1/22/2025, and it's trading at 280 now. Took at 270. So this is another trade, and I really wanted to congratulate my Patreon members, people that are actually making money. You can see FedEx calls 50%. Here's a UNH call out right here. FedEx calls right here. Then we got more FedEx PayPal. That's another one that we actually had. Oklo, boy, oh boy, Mike killing it today, up almost $19,000 on that play. Here's another one right here. So all these trade ideas, Nike's, he sold right here and still holding. I have not sold any $75 calls, still holding on Nike, now trading at 76. So all these trade ideas, I rather go and trade with 5 serious people that you're seeing quite a few serious people right here. Then go and trade with somebody who got $1,000 or $2,000 and they just want to go all in right when I call something out. That's not how you trade in the market. You can see nowadays I'm not doing that many of day trades, mostly are swing trades, and these are doing really well, especially just buying and holding, buying and holding. And as of right now, we might be going long in the market depending on what happens going into Wednesday and Thursday session, how market reacts to FOMC, and then we also have big earnings like Microsoft, Meta, and then Apple this week, guys. So if you are really serious about trading and you really want to do this, then go ahead and check out my link down below in the description for Patreon, and it's worth every penny, especially when you pay me $100 a month and you're making 16, 17, $20,000 in just a matter of a couple of weeks or a couple of days, some cases one day overnight. That's just nothing, but that $100 that actually I get paid, that just for my work. Otherwise, I would just provide these trade ideas like I did on a few plays on my big mega cap stock update video. Even beyond went up today, right? It was 446. If you got in at the right time, there is still more to come here on that play. So when you work for somebody or when you do something, when you get appreciation, you want to do more, right? And that is why there is a fee. Otherwise, these trade ideas were going for really cheap, in my Patreon. But now I think I'm going to stick with quantity over actually quality over quantity. I don't want people to join people that are not serious. I don't care, if I get paid or not. I need serious people. So I definitely going to go that route where quantity is not going to be the matter, but the quality of the trades and people that are a quality trader in the market, guys. With that being said, let's jump into Apple stock. On Apple stock, it's up 3%, so massive rally ahead of the earnings here. Apple got up to 232, got a bit of a rejection here, and now trading around 230. And all that is happening, why? Well, we got some news, some Chinese news, AI news, and that's why it's happening because they built a AI platform where Nvidia and all the other ones like OpenAI and all that, they're spending more money where Chinese ones are spending really less money. But I think all that is just a catalyst for this drop. And I'm not buying it, guys. I'm not even buying any catalyst on AI because we had AIs before, we had EVs before. What happened to that EV bubble, right? It dumped. Back in 2022, we saw a massive, a dump off on EV, but it was a big hype. And now we all know that AI is a big hype, and we're just running on that AI hype. And now Chinese news came out, they have a better one. And, ours are just dropping like here on Nvidia, massive drop, SMH, the ETF, big drop. So a lot of things are happening, but I'm not really buying this drop. I think the CTA, they were actually short in the market, and the market already pressed higher. So this drop, depending on what happens going into end of the week, I mean, this is a massive drop since August 5th. This is the biggest drop in the market, down 4% almost, especially on Qs. And you can see only thing that is actually holding up this market, it's Meta, and then Apple right here, and big names like UNH. Now, Apple here, you can see rejection at 230, but if this thing can clear 230, we have earnings this week. I think that's on Thursday. Apple can pop over 230, definitely up to 237, possibly up to 239, and then this gap comes into play just below 250. Now, there will be support now at 224, 5-day moving average underneath that level, 220, and then 215 to 216 gap full reversal. On Meta, it's up 1%, but Meta again a brand new all-time high. Head of the earnings here, and look at the move here, all the way up to 663.87. So lots of news coming out of Meta, but I think the key thing that we don't know the future of TikTok, and that's why this thing is up massively. And I don't know how the earnings are going to play out, but you can see it's getting really overextended. We got a pullback off of this high. If it wasn't for earnings, I would be shorting this, but I did not today. And now you can see there will be strong support at right here, guys, 638 previous all-time highs if we get a pullback. And then 5-day moving average 635 down here at 632, and then we can talk about possibly 620 to even 615 to the upside with earnings coming up in just a matter of 2 to 3 days. I'm not going to talk about upside too much, but if this high is taken out here, 663.87, you're going to see Meta running even higher. And we talked about it before that, call me crazy, but 700 can happen if this thing is staying over previous all-time highs, $638. On Google, stock is down 4%, so gap fill reversal happening as we speak. We still have about 5 minutes left here in the trading session, and it's trading at 193, so that's holding. So 193, your line that's in here on Google. Underneath that level, 190, 188, and then 50 SMA also sitting at 187. And then we can talk about, we also have earnings coming out, guys, next week. This gap that can actually come into play after earnings 178. To the upside, we gapped down today, so if this thing is able to break and hold over 196, you're going to see a move up to 200 to close this gap at 199.78 on Google. On Amazon, stock is absolutely flat on the day. So this is just insane. I mean, look at this buying here, guys. And you talk about AI news coming out of China, and then whatever dip shit they got. Don't really care. I'm not even buying this. Yes, we were expecting a pullback in the market, but look at this buying. You think this is really bad? I mean, 225.94, top of this 20-day and 13-day moving average, and Amazon going almost green, back to previous all-time highs almost here on this daily time frame. And that's why I'm not buying this until we drop and we make a new low here on Nasdaq 100. Yes, pre-market we did that, but it's not significant where I would say, oh my god, this is it, everything is going to crash. Yes, we were expecting a pullback. We just had, gap up and go, gap up and go, and now we're pulling back. But look at this buying here. That's another example that things are looking good, especially to the upside when you see these kind of buyings here. We also have earnings coming out next week on Amazon, but this is a $10 move to the upside happened right in front of me, and you can see now it's trading over 230, holding over previous all-time high 233, and now turning green with 4 minutes left here in the trading session. So here on Amazon, definitely 233, 230, and then 225. Key line in the sand for any moves to the downside. If that happens again, only below 225 you'll see 220, and then this gap down here, 216, and then this gap at 214. As long as Amazon is over 230, expect more upside. We're trading into almost blue skies, and this thing can move even higher up to 245, and that's gonna be a breakout over this high right here. On Tesla stock is down 2.5%. So Tesla came back all the way down to 50 SMA, and now we got a bounce off of 392 and just trading below 400. So if this thing remains under 400, there is a possibility Tesla might come back down to 392, and then possibly will come down to 375. Watch out for that. And we have these gaps down here. To the upside, Tesla is able to break and hold 400, possibly gets over 411, these moving averages and previous all-time high, then you're going to see a run up all the way back up to 429, and then 451 might be coming with earnings, which is coming in just a matter of 2 days on Tesla. On AMD, it's down over 6%, so big sell-off right here on AMD. And not only AMD, Nvidia sold off. Then we have TSM selling off, ETF, SMH. Then we have Broadcom, that one also selling off, AMU. So all these semis are selling off. But guess what? Especially AMD. Previous all-time highs was 227, and now it's trading at what, 112, 115. Massive, massive buying opportunity. Now, is that going to go up tomorrow? I said it before also that when things are gonna be there, I will call it out, guys. I'm here on AMD. I'll be buying even more if this thing makes a new low, possibly down below 110, and just holding my shares, not even selling, not even looking at it. This is a longer term swing trade. I'm gonna hold and possibly looking to add if only if there is a drop after earnings. Otherwise, this might be it. They beat earnings and you're going to see a massive pop back up to the upside. So I'm waiting for earnings. If there is any more discount, definitely go and buy even more. And that's what I'm going to do here on AMD. You can see got that bounce off of this Bollinger Band 114, and now it's trading under 118. So 118 breaks, we might see this gap getting filled before earnings, 122. And then we can talk about 125 to even this gap, 126.85. To the downside, 114 gives up, next support 110, and then we can talk about even more downside on AMD. That's going to play out after earnings, I think. On Microsoft is down 2%. So this is a play I did not share with anybody, and you guys can see it. And people that are actually subscribed to my channel, and people that are watching my videos, they wait for my video, they put that like and they put that effort on my video. This was there for you even before. Bunch of times I called it here, right here, look below and fail, hammer candles. And then what happened today? There were so many trades. You guys saw I was busy taking profit this morning. Small account, big account, all went to the moon, right? And then picking up some calls, it was really hard to pick up calls, buy your puts. Pretty much sold everything, market order, pre-market, and soon as market opened, it just sold pretty much everything except one play that I had to manually sell because it did not get filled. Now here, this was fantastic, and why? Touch, 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 went undercutting, and what happened today? Right at opening, picked up 430 calls and pretty much sold at 430. These were weeklies. So this was really nice. And you can see, even though we're down on the day, it came back and we got that bounce right from that trend line. So you can see this trend line, if that breaks at some point, we have earnings. then you're going to see significant downside. But so far, guys, every time we came back, many times, went back up to the upside, and now with this gap, well, as long as we're over, I would say, and it's over 20-day, guys, over 20-day moving average 428 over 430. So technically, I think with earnings, we might see that run up before they release earnings up to this gap 441, and there will be resistance at 443. Now to the downside, support at 430, 428, and then right here at 423, this trend line, and then 420. So Netflix going down just over 0.5%, but it was down to 960. So quite a bit of bounce here on Netflix. We got a doji indecision candle right here on Netflix. So this thing had a massive run up. Now, people that are chasing, we talked about it in my video. I'm not going to repeat. This is not a good setup here on Netflix. I'm not buying, I'm not shorting, I'm not doing anything. Netflix, if there is a pullback, there will be strong support now at 952, 5-day moving average, and then previous all-time highs. This is where I would, maybe consider taking some calls or maybe buying the dip right here at 936. Now, to the upside, there will be resistance right here. You can see at 982 to 984-ish. If we can clear that, we might see 1,000 on Netflix. So there is no good setup right here on Netflix. It's just consolidating, going back and forth, not really doing much. And this is so volatile right here, Netflix, that if you have a small account, you're trading with 5, 10, 20 grand, and you're putting in like 5 grand or 2 grand here, it can just go to zero within minutes because of how this thing moves. I mean, look at this, 960, and then boom, this thing came back up to 972. $12 in just a matter of a couple of minutes. So things can happen really quickly on Netflix unless this thing is really extremely oversold and you're picking up the dips. Those are better opportunity on Netflix, but it's nowhere near where I would consider buying the dip here on the stock. On Nvidia, stock is down near 17% on the day, and you don't see these types of moves right here. And whenever we get that, like back in August 5th, what we got here, guys? Massive rally to the upside. So I'm not saying same thing is going to happen, but these are massive opportunities, especially when Nvidia is down like 17%, and then it's trading near daily 200 SMA. So going into tomorrow's session and this week, we have lots of things coming out, big earnings, FOMC, and then Trump pressuring the Fed and Jay Powell to cut more rates. That's going to be a really good thing to see what happens, especially going into Wednesday and Thursday. So Nvidia, your key line in the sand actually held today, 118 right here, a big support. But if that gives up and we trade underneath that level, then watch out for possibly 107. To the upside, 126 resistant, and if we can clear that, then watch out for a move up to 130, and then this massive gap can come into play at some point on Nvidia stock. And that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys.